Hey there comic book fans, I'm John Anderson. I just watched episode 15 of The Flash and it was pretty good, but we finally get the reveal on who Zoom is, so I'm going to try to keep my emotions contained until the end of the episode. So if you haven't seen it yet, keep in mind I'm going to be going through key plot points from the episode. So here is your spoiler warning, and there it goes. Now, this episode is called King Shark, so he's obviously the main antagonist of the episode. Last time we saw him was at the end of episode 4, where Harrison Wells from Earth 2 was revealed, and it seemed that he was captured and taken care of. But as it turns out, Argus captured him, and they want to use him to make a weapon of some sort. But after the passing of Amanda Waller in Arrow, Lila is the new head of Argus, and we have cameos from Lila and Diggle in this episode, which is cool to see. Now, obviously, I'm going to draw comparisons to Gorilla Grodd, because King Shark is a giant CGI character just like him. And I gotta be honest, I prefer Grodd just because there's more to that character, because obviously he's a very psychological character who can work with Barry's emotion. And you have King Shark, who's just kind of a henchman for Zoom, and just like, I gotta bring the Flash to Zoom, and that's his only objective. So there wasn't a lot of depth to his character. But it was cool to have a whole episode dedicated to him after teasing him at the end of episode 4. Next we have Harrison, Barry, and Cisco kind of dealing with what happened on Earth 2. And Harrison kind of comes up with the conclusion, let's leave what happened with Earth 2 in Earth 2, because we're not going back there. We closed all the breaches. Let's just leave it be. And obviously that doesn't sit well with Cisco and Barry, and affects them kind of both differently. First, you have Cisco, who kind of suspects that Caitlin's gonna turn into Killer Frost somehow, because Jay was supposedly killed by Zoom right in front of her, and she's very moody throughout the whole episode. As you would be if, you know, somebody that you loved died once, and then somebody else that you loved kind of died, you know. I'd be upset too, but Cisco thinks that this might trigger kind of a mutation, and she would become kind of a metahuman, so he's very concerned about that. But Caitlin is just kind of mourning his apparent death. Next you have Barry kind of pulling an Oliver, putting all the events that happened on Earth 2 kind of on his shoulders, and it's kind of annoying because the West family is trying to build Wally into their family, and Barry doesn't know how to handle what's going on with him right now, because he obviously wants to tell people about it, but it's a constant struggle for him. So Wally wants to be part of the family more, and he kind of looks at Barry as this perfect son, and he kind of had the childhood that he wanted, having a dad of his own, and that brings out a lot of jealousy, especially since Barry's not really receptive to Wally. Joe kind of takes Wally out on his own and explains to him, like, look, it's kind of tragic why Barry is part of this family, because his mom was killed apparently by his father, and growing up Barry could have turned out really bad, and the fact that he didn't is why they kind of portray him as this perfect child. Hopefully now Wally understands why Barry feels that way, and they'll continue to develop that relationship. And finally, as I hinted at the beginning of the episode, we think we're home safe and the episode's gonna end, but we cut back to Earth 2 with the man in the cage, who, again, still have no idea who that is. But Zoom walks in with Jay in his arms, and he takes off his mask, and who is it? Hunter Zolomon, aka Jay Garrick from Earth 1, which I totally called like 3 weeks ago when they first introduced Hunter Zolomon in this Flash universe. So I'm just gonna pat myself on the back there, because totally called it. But I'm speculating he's going to infiltrate Team Flash and be like, hey, I'm Jay, I survived, let's get Zoom, and he's going to try to take them down kind of from the inside. So that's my thoughts on episode 15. If you guys like this video, be sure to share and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook at John Ryan Anderson, or on Instagram at The Comic Look, or now on Twitter also at The Comic Look. And remember guys, as always, comics do deserve a second look.